today. For today's lecture video, we are going to implement SQLite on our Expo project. So first, let's open Terminal. Go to our project folder. Go to exercises. And create a new Expo project. Create Expo app at latest. Then the project name and blank template. Once the project is ready, let's now open the project in Visual Studio Code. Open Visual Studio Code and open the project. Then open Terminal inside Visual Studio Code. And we have to first install Expo SQLite. So visit docs.expo.dev and look for Expo SQLite. So let's copy the installation command and paste it on the terminal. So after installing Expo SQLite, let's now start the project. Okay, let's read first through the documentation. So for the usage, we first have to import SQLite. So let's copy this one. Go to our app.js, since this is the entry point of our project. Let's import SQLite. Then here are the sample for the basic CRUD operations. Here's for the preferred statements and so on. So to test the 4 basic CRUD operations, we are going to use 4 buttons. So let's open first expo.dev, or sorry, React Native.dev. Then browse through the components and look for button. So let's copy the sample code for button. So this one. Let's place it here. I have to import button. Save. Has an error because we do not have alert. So let's just change this to console.log just to test. And create a function so that when the button is clicked, that specific function will be called. So constant init db. Let's try. Let's place console.log just to test if the function is working. This one is init db. So the function is working. So now let's change this to initialize database. Let's add some styles for the button. Let's copy. It doesn't have a style, so let's add one. Let's add a width of 90%. Oh, sorry, it doesn't support width, so let's wrap it inside the view and move the style here. Place the button inside the view. Okay. And save. Style. Oh, the spelling is wrong. Then let's add the height. Maybe 30. So it's too small. Maybe 50. Okay, let's try adding another button. Okay, that's. Then for the initialized database, first let's go back to the documentation. So here it says that we have to first open the database before executing the commands. So let's copy this first. So we need to declare a constant named db because we are going to use db to execute the asynchronous commands for the SQLite basic CRUD operations. So let's copy this one. Let's see it right here. And we have an error since this is an asynchronous function. So let's convert our function to asynchronous. And you can change the database name. So let's change it to IT213. Then when we click init database, it should open the database. So this one automatically creates a new database if it doesn't have one. Then this is the code to create the table. So if it doesn't exist. So let's copy this one. Paste it here. So we can remove the other queries. So we only need the create database, create table if not exist. So let's change this to student. Column 1 is student number. This one, first name. Let's just use first name and last name. So we can also wrap this code inside try and catch so that in case there are errors, we can catch the error. Let's look for a sample. Just put it right here. Try catch console.error and the error message. Doesn't contain message. Maybe this one first. Then move the code inside the try and catch so that in case there are errors, we can see the error. Save and click initialize db. So it doesn't have an error. It already created a database and a table named student. So then we are going to call the insert query. So let's create another function. So this is insert student. Change the console.log so that we can see on the terminal. And we always need this since we need to open first the database before we can execute the basic queries. Let's copy this one. Replace this. Oops. Okay, let's just console.log the result. So insert into, and we have to change the table name, student, the columns, first name, and last name. Okay, insert into, we need 2 question marks since we have 3 columns, so 3 values. Student, for student number, let's make it probably 10. Then for the first name, this one, and last name. And then call the insert student function for on the second button. So insert student and change it to insert student. So, okay, let's clear the terminal so that we can see some errors by pressing letter C. Click initialize, no error. Click insert, so it inserted successfully. So next query is select. So copy this one again, the insert function. Change this to select student. Same database, just have to change the query. So let's copy this one. We need all rows. So copy this one, select all from table. Let's arrange the indentation. So select all from student. We have two text, so all row.value. I then create another button for the select student. Rename this to select student. Change the function from insert to select. Okay, let's clear the terminal. Shows undefined. We are going to log first all the all rows. You can see the content or the result of the query. Now we forgot to change the value, so this should be, instead of row.id, student number, first name, and last name. So let's uncomment this one, comment this one, and select. So here's the result. Let us insert another value. So let's change this to 11. 1, save. So let's start again the project because it was terminated. Okay, let's click insert so that it will insert new data. So this one, we have an error because we have clicked insert student twice, and we already have a student number with number 11. So the error is unique constraint. So if you change this to 12, click insert student. So, oh, sorry, there was a delay, so we saw the error. So let's clear first and click select student. So we already have 2 rows. This is the first one and the second one. So we did the initialize, insert, select. Next one is update and delete. Let's just look for the sample. So here's the sample for update and for delete. Let's just copy the insert student function. See it right here. And rename this to update. Create another button. Oh, sorry. Change this to update. And the onPress function to update student. So let's copy the code. Wait. this one using array. So for the update, should we save here? So maybe we'll just use select. I click select again. Sorry. So update table name set. Let's change the first name. So first name equals. Sorry, it should be question mark because the values are here. First name where student number. Let's change the this one de la Cruz. So the primary key is 11, so, or the student number is 11, and the first name should be, let's change this to John. Remove this one and click update. Click select. So it changed from John to 1. From 1 to John. Sorry. Let's also change the last name. So change the last name. Change this to Biden. Click update, then select. So we only get this error because we have clicked multiple times. Select, then change. Let's try again. Update student, set, last name. Why did you reject? Constraint. Oh, we have insert right here. Sorry. So that's why when we updated the first name to John, it inserted a new data. Save, update, and then click select. It already changed to John Biden. If we want to change the first name again to Joe, save, click update, and select. It's now Joe Biden. So the last one will be delete. So here's the code. So copy the update student function, change this to delete student, delete the console.log. Let's also create another button. So then this one is delete. So fix the indentation. Delete student. Delete student function, and for the query, this one, delete from student where the workflow should depend if you're going to delete by primary key, by other columns, and so on. So from the sample, it binds name parameters from object. So maybe this is the only so maybe that's actually this is the code that we should follow. So we should bind the name parameters from the object. So this is the object and this is the name parameter. So we are going to delete based on the student number. So the value of this one is this one. So if we use SN, then the object should be SN. And we are going to delete student number 12. Remove this, save. Let's clear the terminal. Let's select first. So we have 3 rows. Click delete. Doesn't have an error, and click select. We now have 2 columns. Let's also delete the second row. We now have 2 rows. Let's delete the second row, which has a student number of 11. Delete and select. And if you also want to delete the other student, just change the primary. Delete student, then select. So we no longer have a student record. Let's try again for insert. We have student number 12, Juan de la Cruz. So let's change this to 12 and delete again. Select. So that's it for the basic SQLite, or how to use SQLite on your Expo project.